Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out. It's Shed Door Day.
That took us way too many tries to get here.
I didn't know what to do with my hand. I started out with it in my pocket and I took it out and then it was just down.
You know, I'm not really sure where mine was, to be honest. It could have been, I don't really know. But what I do know is we were in sync like the Backstreet Boys on that one. That was our best one.
We got some hungry boys over here.
I know. Don't escape, we're coming. Well, that was fun. And clearly, we're still working on that shed. I promised you it's gonna be done. And I promise you by the end of this video, the doors will be up. Oh wait, they know now.
They know.
Darn.
We have some very hungry animals that are ready to be fed.
Yeah, it looks beautiful once again, but it still feels like winter. Pretty sure it's like this just about everywhere. We got rain in the forecast, so we are very excited to get that shed closed in so that we can stop messing with the house wrap doors.
Yes.
I need some real doors.
We have real doors now.
Yeah, plus it helps keep it nice and warm in there,
yes.
right?
Much warmer.
All right, but first, we have been working on the animals' manners a little bit.
Kyle has.
I have been, and I'm sharing that with Shannon, and we're trying to get to where we're both doing the same things for the sake of our safety, enjoyment, and not necessarily needing to get muddy or manure-y, that's a word, every time we're down here. So we're gonna see today if the both of us can go in here and bring you guys with us and maintain those manners we've been working on. They are very rambunctious. It's the morning feeding. We're gonna see how this goes. When we switched them away from that sweet stuff because of the concern for Mario's health or whoever, whatever, I got this calf creep that I think is a 12 or 13% protein, but it doesn't have all the other minerals and things in it that they need, like copper, magnesium, and the 94 others.
Okay.
So the last time I was there, I went ahead and bought, I think it's double out goat. This is an 18% with those minerals and vitamins and stuff. So I've been mixing them and just kind of letting them forage, and as spring continues to come in, we've got more greenery down there. Hopefully between this and all of that, they're gonna be the healthiest goats on the planet.
So with this stuff, does it mean that we don't have to put minerals out for them?
Yeah, I mean, you can add it. Like I put minerals in, I don't know, it's probably been a couple weeks ago, and they have finally gone through it all. So I don't know if it's kind of like medicine, if they'll go to it as they need it, if they know there's baking soda out there or whatever, like what Dad did over at Grandpa Adler Farms.
Yeah.
You know, he put that baking soda out and then they kind of self-medicate, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know, either way, they still love me. We're still friends, and they eat their food happily.
They're waiting very impatiently for it right now.
I hear that. Okay, let's grab Herc's stuff and get in there. All right, so the idea here is make as little eye contact as possible when we get inside. I don't want to give them attention, and I don't want to encourage them to jump up on me or anything. So basically we go in and we just do the job like they're not wandering around us.
Okay.
It's very difficult because look at this guy. Hi, buddy. I know, Mario, be nice. Okay, let's go in. Food time, boys. Food time. No climbs, no loves, no hugs, no jumps. Let's be nice. Don't you get up on mama. Oh boy, you went through some hay, didn't you? Hey, excuse me. Okay, so what I typically do is this. Herc has not touched me yet. He's sniffing you, but he's not really jumping up on us. But he knows we're in here to do a job. You know, does he want hugs and love? Sure. But he tried to jump up on me. I kind of turned my body and I don't welcome him. It's hard because I want to.
It's very hard.
I want to give the guy a big hug, and we're getting ready to. But you just kind of have to establish why you're in here. You know, it's different when Shannon's in here by herself. And before too long, he could weigh about as much as her. I have no idea. So now he's like, okay, goats are fed. Dad's got my treats, got my food. Mom's standing here awkwardly. And I think it's safe to engage with him. If he starts to climb on Shannon, starts to push her over unintentionally, she just stands up, kind of turns her body away, turns her attention away, and moves on. And so far, it's been pretty successful. I think we've been at it for about a week now.
Yeah.
I've been at it for maybe 2 weeks, but thought I'd test it before I had you trying it, right?
Yes.
All right, Bubba, you want your treats, big boy? Yeah. You know we can't hold out on the love for you, huh? He says, no, no one could. Yeah, he's a good boy. Let's go get this food in your bowl before we have our cuddle session. So basically we have this time while their boys are eating, he's got his hip and joint treats, his food is in his bowl, and everybody's calm. And as you know, when it's feeding time, that's when the animals get most rambunctious and they start playing with each other, trying to get attention. It's a whole thing. But this is really proven to help whenever we come in the pen, need to do anything or whatever, it not be just this utter chaos, you know? Not even that big of a deal with only 3 animals in here, but as we add goats or other animals down the road, you know, we don't need all of them
I don't want to get knocked over every time I come in here.
That's right.
He left you a little present on your sleeve there.
Yeah, he did. Thanks, buddy. I love your slobber kisses. I love your slobber kisses. If you guys have been with us for a while, you remember the video where we showed you some of Nala's tricks that we taught her. Well, she's an inside dog without a job like this guy, and so she knows different tricks. With him, it's more about our comfort and cleanliness and safety and, you know, not putting ourselves in a position to unintentionally get hurt or trampled on or whatever. So we're still kind of learning what those tricks look like, and so far it's really just manners. I got a 80-pound
He's shedding like crazy.
Oh, I know.
Why are you shedding like crazy?
He says, well, Mom, I got spring for a minute and now it's back to really cold.
All the fur coming off of you.
There's a boy. There's a boy. Yeah. And guys, I promise, absolutely no cruelty involved. He does not feel unloved. He doesn't feel like we're ignoring him. It's just the right thing to do. You know, if we don't do it now, it's way harder when he's 3, 3.5, 4 years old or beyond. So we're working on it right now, aren't we, buddy?
Well, you're still impressionable.
Yeah. All right, let's go check on the goats because I don't like having my back to Mario for this long.
You know, surprisingly, they're still in there eating.
Good, good.
Yeah. Hi, buddy. Goodness gracious. Look at this.
What's the matter? You trying to be like Herc?
I guess.
Herc, you trying to get Mom to look like you? Yeah.
What happened?
He says, I don't know. I didn't do nothing. Oh, you want me to touch there, Mom?
Can you help me? Sure. Can you brush it off?
Sure.
Oh. Do you need some belly rubs? Do you need belly rubs?
He's a silly boy. Yeah, you gotta roll over, let her get that belly. How are you, Mr. Weege? How are you, handsome? The boss man. This guy smells like...
He smells terrible.
I can't really give you a list. There's poo, there's definitely urine, definitely some wet mud, dirty smell, but what are you gonna do? And if you don't give him attention sometimes when he wants it, he will get to climbing or pushing. He's a good boy. Hey, are you knocking on the back door? Okay, this is when, and it usually comes a little sooner in the mornings because they're more energized and everything, but this is when you really got to start watching yourself again. They've eaten, they got full bellies, you know a nap is right around the corner, but right before that nap, they're gonna burn some energy. So I take this opportunity when I'm by myself to sit down with them, kind of let them climb around me, but be sure to encourage them, you know, to do it on my terms, not theirs. And again, they get too close, I get up, turn my attention away, and we go out into Goatville. So Shannon's gonna start working on that.
I am.
But I'm not gonna put her in a position where Mario might be hitting her in the head with his hoof or big guys be slobbering down the side of her face. So it's a lot of fun. You just gotta put the time in, gotta pay close attention. And I think the number one thing is consistency between the people that will be interacting with the animals. So Shannon and I have gotta be on the same page. She tells me what to train them, I do it, and then she comes down and enforces it. It's awesome.
Kind of like what we did with Nala.
That's right, it's teamwork. So I can tell, see how he's getting spiked up and he's starting to mess with brother. Let's get them down into Goatville and then go on up to the shed and gawk at those beautiful doors.
Okay.
You know, they say dogs, animals, they take after their owners. Ooh. I'm not gonna claim any of these attributes or traits, but I am gonna say we all get along very well. I know this tree was already on its way to decomposing or petrifying or whatever trees do after forever, but since they've been here, they have worn this down so much. Like, it's got a really cool look to it, but they walk on that 90% of the time. Yeah, show us, Herc. Give us a show. Are you validating what I was talking about? This is their favorite tree trunk. And I have to admit, when I come down here with them, I get on the tree trunk and I lead the way. Herc always passes me, Mario pushes me, and Ouija just stays behind, and I don't know what he's doing. But it is, I don't know why, it is one of the cutest things, and it's just, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? Isn't it, my bubba?
Dog goat.
Oh, did you hear that burp? Babe, you did such a killer job on that. Did you see that somebody worked behind you again?
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, you've really been digging over here, haven't you?
He says, no, hug me, love me, don't talk about it. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing, Mom. Dad, I didn't do nothing. Okay, don't do what I'm doing. He's invited. I'm letting him give me a hug.
Look at all that fur coming off of
I
him.
can feel it. He says, Dad, I cannot scratch all the wrinkles on my handsome face. Can you please help me? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I would not recommend anybody do this with him. I love him, but he's a guard dog. Look at all the furs, dude.
All this fur.
Okay, let's come down. Nope. Good boy. Good boy. Look, he's wondering what this flying stuff is. That's your
That's your fur.
That's you, buddy. Oh, Herc, are you helping Mario clean up?
He says, I'll take this tree.
Get ready. You know what to do. He says, I know what to do. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna climb on me. Uh-oh, I gotta do the training. I think his little horns are growing just a bit. I think they got a little more radius to them now. Kind of curve out just a little bit further.
Yeah.
You're 11 months old today, aren't you, brother? It's hard to believe, man. He's definitely still got plenty of puppyisms in him, but when it's time to do his job, I mean, he is more than excelling.
Oh, he's on it.
There's everything about this guy I love. The personality where he's just a big cuddle bug, personality where he's a back watcher, he watches my back, or bird watcher, he keeps the birds away. And then my favorite is his relationship with the goats.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I'm a little anxious because I spent a lot of brain power and graph paper and erasers planning these doors out. So let's go take a look at the doors and see that the shed is just this much closer to being done.
So close.
I brought the hired help. She says, I don't feel wind and I don't feel cold, so let me come out with you. These shed doors, however, are not something I would recommend doing for the first time when you're dealing with the wind and cold. It was less than ideal. I mean, way less than ideal to be trying to do something with this much precision, especially for an OCD perfectionist, in the cold when you can't feel your knuckles or hands or anything. However, I think it turned out pretty stinking good. And
I think you did great.
that's the only vote that really matters here. So if she says I did great, I'm taking it. Now, again, in an ideal scenario, if this were a house or something, we would have absolutely painted all the trim, got everything just ready to go. But because it's a shed, and because it's my first set of doors, or first shed for that matter, we decided impatience is winning. We're getting stuff up here, and we'll deal with the paint later. The weather has not been on our side. We've got like 3 or 4 more days of rain, so we just said, you know what? This is all treated lumber. Let's get the trim up and get going.
I'll come back and paint it all later.
Thank you. I'll let you. So you'll notice over here, I got a pretty good gap. Now we did go through the trim, both on the door and on the shed itself for the hinges. So these screws are going through the trim, through the plywood that is the door, and then into the 2x4s that make up the frame of the door. And similarly to these going in through the king and jack studs and everything. So I feel good about that. These are heavy duty because these are heavy, heavy doors. When you're building these doors, you got to give yourself a little bit of tolerance around for adjustment, because no matter how hard you tried, and guys, I tried really hard, these doors are not perfectly square.
They're close.
They are, and I will say the door frame was actually very square and level. So whoever the carpenter was, good job, framer, you nailed it.
Kudos.
So let's open these guys up, man. I do have a little bit of friction down here, so I'll be coming back through and sanding these. I could probably tighten the gap over here a little bit, but that means I got to remove 1/2 of the hinges and scoot it, and I'm just not going to do that. It opens and closes. It's great. Still got to get a latch. A little bit more to do, but last night was the first night that Jen and Ben, our wrens, didn't get to stay in here, because we finally had our doors closed and they showed up, and I said no vacancy. So we know there's no extra poop or feathers or nest remnants on any of our stuff. I'm excited about that.
You might have to build them a house, is what everybody's been saying.
I would be okay with that. They ain't gonna have doors like this, but you know. Oh.
Is this a great feeling or what?
Yeah, I can't tell you. I was so hard on myself and so critical, like I'm never gonna be able to do this, and I had to just power through it, keep going. You know, I could go through all the nitty-gritty details, guys, but I'm not going to. You're welcome. I normally would. So I don't really have any stoppers or anything that would make this more of a door jamb that keep the doors from coming in too far. The hinges don't let them, but I do plan to do that, and I don't think I'm going to do the full extent like you would on a house, like a true exterior door, but maybe just some, you know, on each side to kind of spread the load so that when we close them, you know, we don't overdo it. Then of course it latches, and we'll put some locking mechanisms on one of the doors, and then we'll put your standard shed door handle on the other. And tell me down below, guys, like there's not a lot of option for shed doors. Am I crazy? I did a lot of research. Locking shed doors, and for double doors. Single doors, tons of them. You know, it all goes into the jam.
So this is really what happened. Shannon gets online, starts ordering things like hinges and handles, and then they come in and Kyle looks at me and he's like, how do you install this handle? I don't know. It's just what it looked like we needed. I bought the wrong thing. That's really what happened.
You didn't buy the wrong thing. I mean, that's exactly what it is. But what I'm going to have to do to use that one is basically pick a door and make it my primary door. That's the one we go in and out. I'm very right-handed, extremely right-handed. So it's going to be the one on the right. Hope that's okay with you, Miss Ambidextrous.
I'm ambidextrous. It doesn't matter.
So this guy, what I'll probably do is put some pins. Put one up at the top, and then maybe one down at the bottom. That may be a little overkill. I don't really want to cut into the floor. But basically just make some pins so that we can hard lock this one from the inside. Then when we leave, we close that right side and we have our lockability. But it won't pull the doors out, Shannon, whenever we just have the one. Because if we had the one, it tries to use the wall or the door jamb as the stop that keeps it from opening. Well, if I did that between my two doors, it would just pull the two doors open and it would be worthless. But Shannon didn't know. I didn't know. We just had to look at it a little bit closer. And
it kind of reminded me of the lock that we put on the critter getter.
Oh yeah, the wrong way lock. So that it was very similar to that. You really got to turn these things over in your head and know which way they're going. But I am way more excited about this than I should be, and I'm trying not to.
No, you should be super excited about this because having doors and being able to close this in, that's awesome.
Yeah. How long did we stand in here last night in the dark?
Oh my gosh.
With the doors closed, just like, This is awesome. So we got them done.
Probably at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, we got them done just a little bit before sundown, but when I close the doors, my extension cable doesn't make it in. So we had no light. Shannon and I thought it would be adorable to stand in the dark and enjoy our doors. She was right. It was good. The building inspector's here. She's a tough one to please.
I think she approves, though.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
She's been in and out a few times. She seems to think it's all right.
Well, I guess you get fed today, Princess Inspector.
So one thing I do want to say about these doors, right now they do look very plain. We are fully aware of that. We know we still have some more trim to put on here and trim them out. And then I'm still coming up with some designs I'm waiting on Kyle's approval for. So
That's baloney.
we will.
I told her the design last week, and I'm just waiting for her to realize that's the one we're going with.
I don't think I followed your design idea all the way. I actually drew mine out on paper to give you
I drew mine out in my head.
Yeah, I can't see inside your head, babe. I've been trying, trust me.
I know it.
So we will get these trimmed out, and I am super excited for the designing of them, but they'll be prettier than this.
Oh yeah, but right now, pretty was not my main concern. My main concern was getting these doors on so that we didn't have water and rain and everything, and Jen and Ben, our Wren tenants. That's what happens out here, guys. Look at these gaps, guys. There might be a viewer, and by might be, I'm 100% sure, and I could say his name. He comes to our premieres, and sometimes he gives me a hard time, but he lost a $5 bet. He thought I was going to have gaps that were really bad on this, or it wouldn't close and open and everything, and that's just not the case. Okay, so we'll finish trimming it, get the door jamb done, hardware on it so that we can close it and lock it. Are you about ready to start doing your siding?
I'm ready as soon as I get the rest of this trim up.
Okay.
I need your help with that because I don't trust myself to hang trim on my own.
What?
And then I can start siding.
You got an edge to work from. Like, you don't even have to level it or plumb it.
Okay, are you gonna put this trim up without getting out of level?
No, I'm not. I mean, you could. You know, normal people that do things the right way, they don't take 58 tries and efforts. Yes, do it without a level. We'll line it up with that corner. And
I
that'll
will
be
put
good
it
enough.
up without a level, but don't complain to me later if it's not straight.
I won't complain. I'll just make fun of you.
I'm very close to putting siding up. I'm ready. I just need trim first because I'm going to take the siding up to these trim boards, and I need it to not rain on days that I'm not editing.
So for me, I'm gonna try to do just enough on the trim and the siding and stuff to help Shannon, make it a little bit easier on her, give her any direction that she wants. But as you guys know, if you follow us over on Facebook and Instagram, I posted that picture of me working in the shop, learning how to be an electrician. So if you haven't been here a long time, just to give you an update, we had to play electrician to get power down to the well house. We also pulled power over here behind the camper, and that's what provides it to the camper. From that same pedestal that has power for that, I'm gonna bring power over, and I'm gonna hook this shed up like it is a shop and a half. It's gonna be overkill, I'm warning you now. And a lot of it, you can make fun all you want, but a lot of it's for the experience and convenience. You should see the surge protector and the extension cable we have in there now. It might be a fire hazard. So we're gonna try to get rid of that. My wife would be grateful for that too.
No fire hazards.
Yeah.
Please.
So I want to start getting out my electrical stuff and going to town, and we're going to keep powering forward. I cannot believe that, I mean, they're doors, I know, it's not that big a deal. But to me, to Shannon, to us, and Shady Acres, this is a huge deal. Look, I mean, it's just, yep. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to stop staring at them.
Yeah.
I'm excited to design these out and get them finished up.
Yeah, me too. And I will have a ramp someday so that we're not stepping up into it always.
But right now we're both fully capable of stepping into it.
Oh yeah.
So we are not going to put lawnmowers in here. We're not going to
No
put
more.
the four-wheeler in here.
No four-wheeler.
So it's not like we have to worry about putting anything super heavy or drivable or anything. So we don't need a ramp just yet.
No, yeah, I don't want to stink this up with fuel and get oil all over the floor and stuff like that. We've got so many things that this has already provided us a great place to be able to work on them, regardless of the weather. Plus, just sometimes it's nice to get out of the wind on a windy day. You don't
Yeah.
want to get beat with that wind all day long.
No.
Well, we are super excited, and I know it's just a couple of doors. There will be more to come, but we're making great progress on the shed, shop, and could not be happier with the outcome on the doors, as long as nothing else, like they might fall off tomorrow night.
They're not going to fall off tomorrow night.
They're not gonna fall off, maybe.
They won't.
Oh, Herc's howling at us.
Yep.
All right, guys, well, we've got Nala out, and she's wanting to play today. Herc's down there howling and whining, wanting to come up and see sister, so we're gonna get them out, enjoy the sunshine before the rain moves in, and then get back on the shed. Hey, don't forget, we love and appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for coming along on this journey with us. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.